All right, welcome back. All right, we back for another one. All right, I just sent off the video for Friday night's game, so that'll be loading up real soon. So now let's focus on Friday's games. All right, Friday's games. Say we're doing these by rankings. All right, first game up, we have the Minnesota Minnesota Gophers coming into Ohio State right now. The spread is at minus 20 at 23. Minus for this one right here, without a shadow of a doubt, I'm taking Ohio State. I think Ohio State wins by 4 touchdowns. I like how that defense plays. I don't think Minnesota cannot do anything offensively against this Ohio State defense, in my opinion. I would be surprised if they scored a touchdown. I would be surprised if they scored a touchdown on this Ohio State defense. Um, yeah, I'm going with Ohio State all the way. Next game up, Miami. Whew, Miami -4. Miami at Florida State. I was just talking to my brother about this, and man, this was a tough one for me. This is very tough for me to say. I got to take Florida State in this +4. I know they lost to Virginia last week, but that was on the road. If anybody has seen this Florida State team play at home, understands that it's almost like it's a cheat code for them to play at home this season. Miami, this will be our first road game, and judging by how we played against Florida, I don't know if we were saving ourselves for marriage or whatever, but based off of that game, we're not looking too good. So I hope what I'm saying. Now Miami will probably win by 3. All right, we'll probably win by 3, but and I'll take that. I'll take us winning by 3, but I'm taking the +4 with Florida State. All right, next game up, Penn State at UCLA. UCLA has been, you know, a walking mat for any team that has talent. They have been a walking mat. Penn State right now is at -24. Pick it up very quickly. Pick it up very quickly. Penn State will probably beat them by 30 points. And that's without trying. Yeah, that's easy. All right, next game up, Kentucky at Georgia. All right, Kentucky at Georgia right now. The spread on this one is at 20. So if you want to get in on this right here was a hard one for me. But if I had to choose, and I even see some out there, some sports book have 21 with Kentucky. If you're able to get 21 points with Kentucky, get the 21. Get the 21 with Kentucky if you're able to. All right. I know what Georgia did. I know what happened. I understand. Georgia they lost one at home, and I understand that Kentucky got embarrassed by South Carolina last week. But take the 21 with Kentucky. All right, moving on. Kent State at Oklahoma. Right now, this spread is at 46 points. Man, 46 points. Oklahoma this year has a heck of a defense. They have a heck of a defense. Kent State, um, they have a crappy offense. It's better than expected, but it's still a crappy offense. Oklahoma's offense, um, they're not playing up to their standard as of yet. And but I think against this team they could pull it off. I think they'll play to their standard. So I would take this one. I would, if anything, I would take the under in this game. That's what I would do. I would take the under. So I think the under right now is at 53. So I would take the under 53 for this Kent State and Oklahoma game. All right, next game up, Mississippi State at Texas A&M. Right now, this spread opened at like 13. So right now it's at 16, and maybe by game time it may be at 17 points. Um, I like Mississippi State even at the 14. I like it right now at the 16, but if somehow, some way it gets up to 17, 18, 19 points, take it. Honestly, the Aggies, I know their mascot just passed away, and people may think, oh, okay, they're gonna play for their mascot and all this. I don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? And I doubt that the players do. Um, but yeah, so give me Mississippi State with the points. Texas at Florida. This game is the spread opened up at like 7. Now it's down to like 5 right now. Texas -5. I like Texas in this one. I like Texas to walk into the swamp and this is going to be a defensive showcase right here. I think this could be, and I think this could be Arch Manning's coming out game right here. I think he's going to come in this game, and I think he's going to ball out. I think he's going to ball out in this game. I really do. Um, okay, next one we have Texas Tech. So give me Texas -5. Absolutely. Next game up, Texas Tech at Houston. Texas Tech has been on fire this year. They have been on fire. They have been lighting people up. And they are 11-point underdogs at Houston. Houston's a decent team. They beat Colorado. Um, Colorado is okay. They're getting better, but they beat a Colorado team that was could that were really unidentified with what they wanted to do. But give me, I'm taking Texas Tech in this one -11. Why not? I gotta go with them. Or you can even take the over for Texas Tech in that game. The team solo over. I would even go with that. Next game, Iowa State at Cincinnati. Iowa State has a lot of injuries. They lost both of their starting cornerbacks for this game right here, and they lost a good amount of people on defense. This is going to be a tough one, but I like that coach over there. I like that coach. He's been there a long time. He's been at that school, 10 plus years. Matt Campbell. I really like his style. I like how he has those players ready. He doesn't have the best talent, but some way, somehow, he makes a way to win these close games that they always have. You know, like he really does. But man, and this one here, I think I'm gonna go with Cincinnati minus 1 points. You know what I'm saying? -1. So yeah, give me Cincinnati. All right, next game up, Vandy at Bama. Woo! Vanderbilt is one of the most underrated teams this year. So a lot of people are sleeping on Vanderbilt. And I get it. I know they beat Alabama last week, but that was in Vanderbilt. That was in Tennessee. That was not in Tuscaloosa. Both teams are good, hard nosed. Obviously, Alabama has more talent than Vanderbilt. But when you step on the field and those whistles blow, that talent has like execution, efficiency. Vanderbilt is probably the best team in college football to do that. Like they execute. I don't know if you all seen them play. They execute like an NFL team. Like they are one of those teams where they play so awkwardly where on film they don't look like much. But when they're playing the game, when you're playing against them, they're like, oh my goodness, like this team is, yeah, they're awkward, but damn, so how do they do it? Like we're down 21-0 against one of the most awkward teams. But in this one here, -10.5. 10 points is a lot to give up to Pavia, or Pavia. I think it's Pavia. It's a lot to give up. So, if I had to choose, I would take, Alabama -10.5. All right, next game up, Wisconsin at Michigan. Michigan right now, they're 17-point favorites in this one. There's no other way to go except Michigan. I wouldn't take Wisconsin. Wisconsin, they got embarrassed by Nebraska. And Nebraska is an okay team, but they're not. Nebraska's not as good as Michigan. So I'm taking Michigan -17. Boise State at Notre Dame. Uh, Now, Boise State, of course, they're not on the same level as Notre Dame. Even if Boise State beat South Florida 31-7, or 34-7, I would still be looking at Notre Dame in this game. 20, but asking me to lay 20 points with Boise State at Notre Dame, I'm taking Notre Dame. And here's why: it's because Boise State, they're playing at 3:30. This is a 3:30 game. Boise State is used to playing at 10. They're used to playing 7:30, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock games, right? They don't really show up this early. So I think Notre Dame covers this easily. And I would even take the over for this game for Notre Dame. I would even take the over. All right, next game, Illinois at Purdue. Purdue is one of the most dangerous teams at home. At home right now, this spread is at 9.5. If it gets up to 10.5, I would take Purdue. I would take Purdue over Illinois. I know Illinois got embarrassed by Indiana. But they have so they have been playing better than expected on the road this year at least. You know, but I would take so if this thing gets up to 10.5, I would take Purdue. Anything below 10, I'll take Illinois. All right. Next game, Colorado at TCU. Um, man, man, I like people. Look, man, I love Coach Prime. I love Colorado. And they have been, like I said before, they have been getting better. But there's no way that they're stopping this TCU team. TCU, and people may think I'm over exaggerating when I say this. I think TCU can put up 50 on Colorado if they want to, and they're out for blood. They do not like what happened 2 years ago when Coach Prime beat them. His first game as a head coach at at Colorado, Colorado. So yeah, so I think TCU is coming out for blood. Sonny Dykes he's going to try to come here and run up the score on this team. And because Colorado's defense, they're I look at them, they don't that effort isn't there. It sometimes it seems like they're out of shape. I know they're on the field a lot. I get that. But man, I don't like a lot of times I see no hustle. And this is a team that likes to throw the ball and score. So yeah, give me TCU minus 14. All right, next game, Ohio at Ball State. Oh man. Woo. If you can get this game, right now the spread is at 14.5. If we can get this spread down to 13.5, I'll take Ohio. That's all who I would take. Ohio. I'm not interested in Ball State. All right, next game, Air Force at Navy. Mm. This is a rivalry game. Air Force is definitely an underrated opponent. Oh man, if I had to choose in this game, I would take if Air Force if they can get, if this game can get up to 14 points, I would take Air Force. So if it gets up to 14, 14 and a half, take Air Force. Other than that, don't touch it. All right, next game, Kansas State at Baylor. Right now, the spread is at 6.5. I'm taking Kansas State in this game. I like Kansas State in this game. Baylor has a lot going on. I don't know what's going on. But give me Kansas State plus a 6.5. Next game, Army at University of Alabama at UAB. UAB has been surprisingly good on offense this year. They have been putting up points. Their defense hasn't been squat, but their offense has been scoring like crazy. I mean, give me the over in this game. Right now, they're at 7 points. I wouldn't take 7 with Army, and I wouldn't give up 7 with Army, and I wouldn't take 7 with UAB. Give me the over. I'll take the over in this game. Both teams, have offenses that can score. Yeah, and I love that quarterback from Army too. Man, he's like, man, I love the way he plays. Next game up, Boston College at Pittsburgh. This is another game where I would take the over. I would definitely take the over in this one. All right. I would stay away from the points in this one, but I would take the over. Next game, Clemson at North Carolina. This was a tough one right here because Clemson has been playing like crap. Clemson has been playing like dog crap. You know, and North Carolina has been playing like dog crap. But one team has been improving, and the other team has been getting worse. North Carolina, they have been improving, especially defensively. They just don't have the players to compete with these teams that are better from a talent standpoint. Like the coaching is there from North Carolina. It's the talent on that team. Man. But I would take North Carolina team solo over for the points. That's what I would take. I would leave everything else alone. All right. Now, next game up, University of Texas San Antonio at minus 6.5. Against Temple, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. But for this game, I would take the under for this game. That's what I would do. I would take the under. Um, game the under the game total under. I would take that. So, but that's let's see, that's half of it right there. So I'll stop the video halfway there. So I'll do the other half of the games because I don't want the video to go too long. I have a lot of stuff on my phone, so I'll send this one out and then we'll pick up back from Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. Okay, you're welcome. Don't forget, share, like, subscribe. All right, do it now. Do it now and comment. Let me know if you all have any picks as well. Comment below and help other people out. All right, have a good one.